it sounds like, there's not going to be just one vaccine. We might need an annual vaccine, which of course they've been talking about. But with regards to this news coming out on the 30th, remember, vaccine, corona, they both equal 30. Trump announced his Operation Warp Speed, his vaccine plan with the military, 30 days before his birthday. And if I remember right, he did that on Israel's birthday, May 14th. But that was 30 days before his birthday. And then CNN says one shot of coronavirus vaccine likely won't be enough. So I looked at the one shot. It equals 30 as well. It makes sense. It's on the 30th of the month, and vaccine and corona is 30. And remember, coronavirus pandemics 113 the 30th prime, just like the National Basketball Association's 113 the 30th prime. They have 30 teams. They locked down the league on March 11th, 11/3, when the pandemic was declared. And again, all the simulations they did, Event 201, Clade X, which was exactly 666 days before the pandemic was declared. Both of those things are about how to get out the vaccines. In vaccination 666 in Sumerian gematria, like the Clade X simulation, was 666 days before the pandemic. So anyway, man, it's just all this stuff coming at us. It's just all connected. The coronavirus, the Black Lives Matter, I can't breathe, Kobe Bryant, the sports, the rioting. It's just the weather, the storms. It's just they're bringing the perfect storm at us. And I'm telling you, the cherry on top that'll really wreck somebody if they do it is if they turn the power out on a major city for an extended period of time. I mean, if the power's out in LA for a week because of some natural disaster, which could be how they bring it about, because natural disaster is also 56, and we know it won't really be natural. And let's not forget how they just mocked us the other year on July 4th in Los Angeles with the monster earthquake with the epicenter on the military base. And it was exactly 1,776 days after the Northridge earthquake, the last major earthquake in the area. 1,776 days after the last earthquake on 7/4. I guess they know most Americans don't even know that 7/4/1776 is the birthday. Just like they don't know that the Civil War began in 1861, which is how they got away with dropping the market 1,861 points the day after they banned the Confederate flag in NASCAR. But again, man, it's just like it's like we're being mocked and taunted by the worst of people who have their keys on the most amazing technology, and they know the populace is asleep at the wheel. So
Right. But speaking of 61, Jesus is 61, right?
Jesus is 61, church is 61, cross 61, Christmas 61, Christian 61, absolutely.
And remember, you were talking about Kanye's Church in the Wild video. Well, so remember, they found that years ago. They put up a statue of Kanye as basically Christ, right? And so the funny thing about it is that Kanye, he now lives in Cody, Wyoming, and the word Cody equals 61, just like Jesus.
It's right. Yeah, exactly.
And the word Cody also equals 47. So the word Yeez.
Wyoming's the 44th state. And again, African Americans 44. That's another big number of Black history. So I'm sure there's something to having him there in Wyoming, the 44th state as well.
Yeah, but it goes to show you that how they even tell you where they want you to live at. You know, like
sure.
Yeezus 61, Cody 61, Jesus 61. And that's where he lives. And why would you want to live there at all places? I understand, like, he's saying that he wanted to move there to the city. I get that, but it's to me, it's more to it. To me, it's them telling him, well, we want you here, you know? So.
Indeed. Yeah. Well, you want to open it up for some callers?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
All right. Well, we got our first caller already. If you guys want to call in, it's the number on the screen, Monroe, Michigan. You're on.
Oh, hey, what's up, Zach? Thanks for taking my call, man. Dude, I have a lot to say, so, I mean, as soon as I heard that, I was just waiting on your video. I mean, I already got the connection. I'm like, dude, this guy played Jackie Robinson in the movie. But anyway, Black Panther Ritual, do you have to check out the soundtrack for Black Panther? Kendrick Lamar did it. A bunch of songs on there. There's a song called Paramedic, and there's also a song called King's Dead. And everybody on social media is like, oh, Chadwick forever, King, rest in peace, my king. And then Disney, ABC just premiered Black Panther tonight on ABC, and they also did a tribute to them. I'm like, dude, this is the same thing they did with Kobe. The Kobe thing was on ABC. Anyway, Captain America: Civil War. That was the first film Chadwick Boseman premiered in as the character Black Panther. That film premiered at the Dolby Theater, April 12, 2016. The American Civil War was April 12, 1861. April 12, 1861 to April 12, 2016, where it premiered, is 155 years. Coronavirus equals 155, and what else equals 155 again?
Well, like Freemasons, the plural is 155, but they've done a lot of coronavirus rituals with 155. Like, for example, the Clade X simulation, simulating the pandemic and how to get out the vaccines, that was May 15th, 15/5, like 155. It's been a number they've coded into a ton of coronavirus stories. And that movie, Captain America, you're talking about, that's the same scene where at the end of the movie...
That's the third film, by the way.
At the end of the movie, because he's asleep for a long time, and he comes out and New York's different, and he's like, what is going on? But there's this scene where he's in the middle of Times Square.
That's the first Captain America film. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. So it's the other one.
The programming and time. Yeah, so Captain America. So here's the three films. Because I'm a big movie fan, so that's why I'm trying to break it down for you. Because I pretty much. By the way, there's 23 MCU films. 23, like MJ, like Michael Jordan. The actor that played Spider-Man was 23 years old during the filming of the 23 MCU films, Spider-Man: Far From Home. But anyway, so the first Captain America film is called Captain America: The First Avenger. That came out in 2011. Then there's Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That's the second Captain America film. And talk about predictive programming. You have to watch it on Disney Plus. I mean, the whole movie is about the New World Order. There's this like computer virus thing that's talking to Captain America, and he's like, "The New World Order."
What you doing?
Oh man! But anyway, the movie came out. That film, The Winter Soldier, came out April 4th, 2014, 4/4, MLK Death Day. And then the third Captain America film, Captain America: Civil War, that came out May 6th, 2016. So election year, and also 5/6/56, like Washington, D.C., coronavirus, Anthony Fauci. But the
okay. I was just wondering if you was all right.
Theater, as in the red carpet. It premiered at the Dolby Theater April 12th.
Nah, I ain't in no rush, baby. Fuck that nigga, man. Don't let that nigga rush you.
Right, American Civil War, and the first introduction of the black character, Chadwick Boseman's character. That was his first film as the Black Panther.
Interesting, yeah, really good research. So, these movies are full of predictive programming. It's amazing.
There's just so much. I mean,
yeah.
Even at the end, by the way, there's a power out.
You say you want to drink this tequila?
We came out May 6th in the United States.
Yeah, we could drink. Yeah, we'll be good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, take your time, baby. Don't rush, okay? All right.
Wow, man, but even the posters and the marketing for the film, what was the tagline? You guessed it, united we stand, divided we fall. And they dropped the Super Bowl commercial. Don't ask me how I remember this. I'm very good at remembering stuff. Super Bowl commercial. The whole thing throughout the trailer. United we stand, divided we fall. And this movie came out in 2016, election year. Right, that maybe Superman came out the same year. Purge year came out that year. You're already getting that, seed planted in your mind, and then all of the posters, right? It was United We Stand, Divided We Fall. So this is a bunch of predictive programming, but I also have a bunch more to say. So quick. So there's a lot of stuff they're adding to streaming services. They just added that Pyramid link to the Jesuit video. Amazon Prime Video. Pyramid. President.
They added that there? That's on there now?
Yeah, they did that.
Oh my god, I gotta watch it, man.
Wow.
I gotta watch it. Yeah, for people who don't know, that movie's about a presidential assassination. Yeah, that movie's about a presidential assassination. It came out on Trump's birthday when he was younger. I gotta look that up.
His 28th birthday, too. Speaking of 28th, so here, I got this, man. So where's it at? So, yeah, do you know when Chadwick Boseman was announced as Black Panther? He was announced as Black Panther, a.k.a. you can search this on Google. Just search, when was Chadwick Boseman announced as Black Panther? Guess what pops up? So you get the Google image. So I copied this down, got my notes. So he was announced as Black Panther October 28th, 2014. That was Bill Gates' 59th birthday. What equals 59? Negro equals 59 English ordinal. Slave equals 59. Chadwick Boseman equals 59 full reduction. Colon cancer equals 59 reverse full reduction. Freemasonry equals 59 reverse full reduction. And I thought it was interesting that he got cast as Black Panther on the 28th day of the month October, and obviously he died on the 28th of August. Kill equals 28.
Hey, can you grab the whatever your mom did, the paperwork?
For 2020, because that's what they show you, 92 Oakland.
She coming back too?
Yeah,
Or what?
dude. One more big thing. You're going to get super mind blown by this. Google right now, Ryan Coogler.
Well, whatever she do, just tell her to bring the paper. If she don't come, you just grab the paper, and then I'll tell her I'll cash app her the money. However many she got from me.
He directed Fruitvale Station, which is about the Oscar Grant killing that takes place in Oakland.
Right.
Ryan Coogler.
She said she got how many?
Right, Michael B. Jordan plays Oscar Grant. He dies in that film, obviously.
She said she got how many?
He was killed at the Fruitvale Station, right? He also directed Creed.
Okay, but bring it though. Bring the 10.
Starring Michael B. Jordan. He plays.
That's all she got 10. Okay, but tell her I'll cash up her the money, all right?
Or no, he doesn't get killed.
Right.
So he died in the second Rocky film, I think. Anyway, he plays the son, Adonis Creed. And then Ryan Coogler also directed Black Panther. And when does that film begin at? In Oakland. Right? So there's the Oakland thing. So do you guys do a post about Ryan Coogler? This guy is definitely connected to it. I know because Ryan Coogler, 133 English ordinal.
How do you spell his name?
President, White House.
How do you spell his name?
Ryan Coogler, so R-Y-A-N.
Right.
And then Coogler, Coogler. He's the director of Fruitvale Station about the Oscar Grant killing. So there's the black man killing connection, right? He's from Oakland. The actual guy, Ryan Coogler, is from Oakland. He also directed Creed, starring Michael B. Jordan, and he directed Black Panther. And two of those films take place in Oakland, and two of them Michael B. Jordan dies in. He dies as the actual real character, Oscar Grant. And in Black Panther, he dies as Killmonger. I thought it was interesting when Black Panther kills Michael B. Jordan's character, Killmonger. He says right before he dies, he says, "Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from ships," because they knew death was better than bondage.
Right.
So it's just, it's so deep, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and I have all these movies, by the way, so I was like deep into it. I'm like, yeah, because I remember Ryan Coogler is from Oakland. I saw he was talking about Oakland in this and the Black Panther thing. There's a power outage scene in Civil War, and then also there's their power outage thing we were talking about in Black Panther.
Man. Look at this. Look at this. So he died 97 days after Ryan Coogler's 34th birthday, and Black's 34 and Murder's 30.
Wow.
But 97 connects to death, but watch this. It also connects to Black Panther Party. Black Panther Party is 97. I just talked about this in the ritual of how the Patriots signed Cam Newton.
Did another Black Panther thing. Do you know this trailer that just came out called Judas and the Black Messiah?
Hold on, let me tell this part about Cam Newton. So Cam Newton, the day he was signed by the Patriots, was his 97th day of his age. And it was Bill Belichick's 74th day of his age. And Black Panther Party 74 and 97. And now this dude, he's dead 97 days after his birthday. So.
Wow. Yep, and then another Black Panther thing. I'm sorry, I know I'm all over. I'm just really excited about all these movie connections. So a trailer just dropped.
Well, here, listen, man, you got really good information. Hold on, real quick. You got a ton of good information, man. And it's not that I want to stop you, but I'm like, why don't you have your own YouTube channel and put out this information right now? Because you're ready to go.
Yeah, you're doing a great job here.
Your channel a lot, but
you need your own channel. We need more people putting out this work.
I just like calling in and stuff.
No, I appreciate it. I'm just saying we need more people in the world putting out this message, and I can just tell you're good at the research. So I'm saying, where's your channel at? You need a channel.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna do this show every Sunday.
Oh, hold on, Jonathan wants to tell you something.
No, I'm saying we're gonna do this show every Sunday. So, we'll keep it up for the future.
Right.
All right.
You know.
All right. So one more thing.
All right, one more thing. You got it. All right, I got it. One more thing.
All right. So there's a trailer that just dropped by Warner Brothers called Judas and the Black Messiah, and it stars Daniel Kaluuya. He's in Get Out. He's also in Black Panther. This movie, Judas and the Black Messiah, that's supposedly supposed to come out in 2021. It stars Daniel Kaluuya, obviously, who's in Get Out, and he's also in Black Panther, and it's about the Black Panther Party, and he plays Fred Hampton.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, can you put it? Hey, baby.
Right?
Baby.
So It's just
Hey,
crazy. And then Black Panther,
hey,
and it came
can
out
you put it down a little bit? Put it the volume. Put it down, cause I've got to hear this.
22
Just
days.
for just for a minute.
Days away from the
Yeah.
date Chadwick Boseman died, who's also in Black Panther with him.
Right.
But yeah, you just probably some deep connections to Daniel Kaluuya because he was in that Get Out movie that also came out in 2016, right?
Right.
That was about race and sort of MK Ultra mind control. At least that's the way I view it.
Yeah, you got it. You got to get a channel.
TV. And the white people are trying to steal the black man's eyes, or whatever they're trying to go for. And that's directed by Jordan Peele, who directed that movie Us. It's just, man, it's crazy. Crazy connections. But yeah, a lot of stuff dropping on streaming services. They just added that movie, The Parallax View, and then there's this movie coming out called The Boys on Amazon Prime. And I remember they dropped a clip, and there's this character called Stormfront, and then somebody's talking to her, and she's like, "You're from Seattle, right?" And she's like, "No, Portland." I'm like, I don't know. That's predictive programming for like a storm coming there, because superhero so-called.
I'll tell you what, man, it's been weirding me out ever since I started thinking about it. Portland's nickname is Rip City, like R.I.P., like rest in peace.
Right.
And, yeah, Portland, Seattle, they're on the fault line that's predicted to have a really, really epic earthquake at some point. So we'll see.
Yep, and then that Stormfront thing.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate all the
thanks for taking
information.
my call, man.
Yeah.
I will definitely look out for that November 13th day. Remember I was telling you about that, November 13th.
Okay, I'll remember.
That's a lot of stuff connected to that.
All right, appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, take care.
See you.
Anything you want to chime in, Jonathan?
No, I just think that was interesting. He definitely needs his own channel because, like you said, the more people do this, the bigger the quicker the word will spread.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, but it's crazy how he just brought up that guy with all the Black Panther connections. I'm like, well, I got a measure from his birthday. There must be something up. And sure enough, 97 days, Black Panther Party 97. So it's just these perfect rituals, man. It just shows that all these cast of characters, they got their birthdays moved to just the right date. They got their names just right. We got another call. All right, let's go out to Phoenix. Phoenix, you got anything for Jonathan? What's up, Phoenix? Phoenix?
What's up, man? How are you?
Yeah, how you doing? Thanks for calling in.
I'm doing good, man. Zach, listen, I can help you out with the blue pill, red pill situation, man. The reason why they did that is because I called in a couple days ago and I told you that I would definitely get out as much as I can. I can't take credit for anything because I'm brand new to it. But I did go to some of the channels that I normally frequently go to and kind of let them know, hey, there's a guy named Zach Gematria. He has a Gematria News Effect channel. A lot of these rituals that they're doing, stuff like that. Immediately, I would say today, last night, started to get a heavy influx of, I want to say like some of the people that I recognize from those areas, those channels where Red Pill and Blue Pill be at. And there are a lot of music producers and stuff like that. Being that we're talking music and its effect with the Gematria, one of the music producers, he actually came on to another channel that I was on and started basically bad mouthing the Gematria, saying that it wasn't real and it was stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about. And the invitation wasn't for the music producer to look into, it was for the chat room, who actually started asking me more questions like, hey, where can I find this? I sent them to your Gematrinator, send them to your channel. So they were like, wow, dude, this is bullshit. So I would say last night, a lot of people kind of got upset. Again, Red Pill and Blue Pill are actually connected to some of these music producers. So when I asked it, since the guy was basically trying to discredit me for bringing you up, I asked him like, well, what did I say that wasn't true? Look at all these different connections. What's not true about it? And he just got furious and basically, again, just tried to discredit me for it. But Red Pill and Blue Pill, just so you know, man, one of the biggest things that these guys actually do is I actually was trying to explain to you
what's up, babe?
Jonathan's talking to somebody because Jonathan's got some kids that he's watching right now, so he was talking to his kids. So just go ahead.
Okay. What I was trying to explain to you a couple days ago was that We are actually not African people.
Hey, what's up?
And the reason why I keep bringing this up is because the goal for
No,
the
no, I'm
Jesuits
doing a show on
was
YouTube
to
right
get
now, a
the
live show.
American Indian to go to
What you up to?
Africa. If you look at Liberia, this is something that right
I'm gonna
after
hit
the
you
Civil
back.
War they were able to accomplish. They sent over a lot of American Indians to go colonize Africa. So the whole goal is to get the American Indian to go to Africa, to get us to go to Africa so that they can have this place to themselves. A lot of the people that you see that are contesting your information, all of this spiritualism and all this black stuff and that's their goal. Their goal is always to push us to Africa. That goal has never stopped. It's never been achieved, and it's never going to stop. The reason why is because if you notice, when it comes to the American Indian here, they put churches on every single corner. You brought that up. Somebody told you, "Oh, that's not true," or "That's not valid." It is valid. The churches were the main instrument in trying to send us over to Africa. That's why when Trump started running for office, and any president, any candidate who's running for office, they don't even meet at a legitimate place. They go to churches, usually a Baptist church or a AME type church. These churches are the instruments for trying to push this African narrative on us, so that we will just be like, oh, okay, well, we're not going to get anything here. That we're not going to get anything done here. And then there's proxies. And again, I'm not trying to be divisive, because I was going through that with your channel. People are like, oh man, you're being divisive. We're not on that right now. This is not about racism, and it's not. But unfortunately, this is the truth. I'm not saying step on anybody's toes, but you're seeing it clear as day. And you didn't. When I came on your channel last time, you didn't have a problem with me stating what I'm stating now. So I'm not saying it's your job to defend the American Indian, but people can be taught to love the American Indian. You've been taught to love the proxy. You've been taught to love all these different people who are here sitting on reservations that are not from here. You've been taught by Walt Disney to love these people. So my thing is you can still be taught the same thing. When somebody gets on the channel and talks about, look at what rap is doing to these people, look at rap, look at how they're killing each other and things like that. Well, you're not in the culture. You don't realize that is our culture. Rap music is our culture. And if you want to see American Indian narrative, just to drill it home a little bit, look at Sugar Hill. Look at their song called Apache. Is that not racism? It's not racism, because that's who they are. That's who we are. So one of the main issues is when people keep regurgitating the talking points of, look at their communities. If we are the American Indian, then we're not supposed to be in this system. We are not supposed to be living in these cities. If you look at 1930, around the Great Depression time, the Great Depression was in cities. This is where it was going on, because these were the arrivals of all the newcomers that were coming over. That's what the cities were built for. So during the World War I, we lost our land. They took our land. The Jesuits helped, whoever else helped. They took our land from us during this time. Lied about got us to sign the registration draft cards. We had families. They would write down we didn't have families. Right now we were from somewhere else. Send us over, get killed, come back, and whoever's left, you just left. And then if you were not able to, usually it was the breadwinner of the home, the father of the home, the brothers of the home, and they would send them out to go to war. I'm not saying I want to be a victim more than anyone else. I'm just speaking the truth, and you'll reach a lot more people if you speak the truth, not just say, oh, black, Negro. If you do that, you're not saying anything different than anybody else. If you speak the truth, Red and Blue Pill would not have been able to go against what you said if you were to say, hey, you know what? This is wrong for what you're doing to the American Indian, especially being that you are one. This is wrong what you're doing. That's the difference. Saying, oh, black people, that just sounds like a borderline clan rally. That doesn't really help anything. I hope that makes sense, Zach, because you're an honest dude, man. And again, it's not your job to. I'm just saying to have a, when you're bringing out these things and you're saying, okay, well, look at this and look at this and look at this. Dude, if you speak the truth, I got
to pause. Okay, I let go on for a long time, but have I not been showing people the riddles they've done with black men and the American native symbolism NFL teams, and they're trying to hint that black people have been here all along? Have I not made that point 1,000 times?
You did.
So why are you lecturing on this? I don't understand.
I'm only saying for the red and blue pill, you're getting closer because now you're getting close to the actual demographic that needs to wake up. You're getting close. When you're speaking about red and blue pill,
Hey,
you're
baby.
saying, look at this,
Hey,
they got
baby.
all that. I
Just
get
put it
that.
down a little bit. Just a little
I get
bit.
that, but red and blue pill are really closely connected to the people that you're trying to reach. So for them to jump up and be like, "Oh, to hell with Zach, he's lying. That gematria is fake." No, you're actually really fucking.
These aren't the dudes I'm trying to reach. These are the dudes I'm trying to expose. These are gatekeepers.
And they're putting up more. They're building that wall higher and higher.
Well, they're not going to build. I'm going to punch right through their wall.
Yeah, but they should already know. But I mean, come on, they already know what gematria is, but they don't want to recognize it. They don't want.
Because they know they'll get wiped. I'll wipe the floor with them. It won't even be a contest.
Yeah.
Be over in 5 seconds, man.
I know you would, because you know that they are the gatekeepers, and that's why I'm saying to you, that is the reason why they jumped up there and told you, "Oh, that's a lie." Don't think that was coincidence. They fucking know the truth, man. They know exactly why you're on it. If your screen is up, look at a song by a guy named Future. This is a rapper named Future. He got a song called March Madness. The whole video is explaining everything we're going through right now today. The exact same thing.
That was a huge song for Future.
What makes me laugh is just the way YouTube tries to funnel you into certain songs. Like they want everybody to hear it. Like I'll start like some reggae playlist. It'll be like on reggae songs, and then like by the time it gets to the 11th song, all of a sudden it's playing the new Drake Future song, "Life Is Good." And since like on the 8th time, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna watch it. What do they want me to see here?" But I had to laugh in their little skit when they're like, "Man, these CIA music videos be popping." I'm just like, and then they laugh about it. I'm just like, "Oh my god, man! Oh my god!"
Hey,
I gotta switch it over, man. I gotta let more people get in because I gotta get off here pretty soon. But I appreciate the call, man.
Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, you have a good night, man. Take care.
Call from.
Caller. Caller. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Hey, so I just wanted to run this by you. You're familiar with the movie They Live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been talking a lot about that movie, man.
Right. So you know how at the end of the movie, it's the whole sort of like dinner party with all the top people, like sort of Jesse with all the aliens in there and shit like that.
Right, and they say by the year 2025 they'll have complete control over the world.
Well, right. But so you're familiar with the reptilian conspiracy theories and all that?
Uh-huh.
Well, and I looked it up. So in Gematria, reptilians amongst us, should I say, reptilians amongst us, in the base ciphers, all four, it equals rituals by the numbers and Christ consciousness in all four ciphers. So that's really all I wanted to say. It's got me thinking,
All right, you sound like a young one. You sound like a young one. Keep researching. Yeah. I'm glad you're young and researching and looking for truth, man. Keep it up.
Yeah. Just wanted to run that by you, though.
All right. Appreciate it, man. You take care.
You too.
Jonathan, anything you want to chime in?
No, I'm just listening. Let's just keep it moving.
Okay, we'll just wait for the next call.
Wow. This is a really good show. This is one of the best ones yet.
Well, they're just going to get better. They're just going to get better, so.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got our next caller, Maryland.
From.
What's up, Maryland?
Hey, what's going on? Zach, this is Marco, man.
Hey, Marco. What's up, man?
What's up, Marco?
Thank you much, bro. Great show tonight, man.
Thank you.
Really feeling the setup. Appreciate Jonathan as well.
Indeed.
Appreciate it.
Definitely, man. Want to go over a couple things right fast. One, I don't know if people actually noticed the Black Panther storyline. I was talking to this about to another guy in the chat. I don't really realize if everybody gets it. Black Panther in that movie, or maybe Black Panther's father, he's actually the enemy in the movie. So the guy that everybody looks at like is the good guy, the Black Panther and everything, they're really the bad guys.
Oh, I agree.
Michael B. Jordan is the good guy.
Oh, yeah.
I meant to make that point because look at who the good guys are. They work with the United Nations, the CIA. Yep. They decide to keep, we can't help the world. We got to let the world suffer and just do their own thing. We got all the technology over here. Yep. Exactly. That's exactly right. And then what's funny is how the dude reportedly died 201 days after Michael B. Jordan's birthday, the big Jesuit number at the 201s. The story of this movie is exactly what the world is. And that's why I said later I want to cover the actual plot and talk about it because there's so much to say. But I agree that they got the whole thing flipped upside down. The bad guy is actually the guy who wants to do the right thing. He's like, I'm sick of all this shit. I'm going to kill all you motherfuckers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
And that's if you think about it, that's the boule. The boule are the ones who always, a lot of people don't understand. They look up to all these celebrities like they're so godlike. You know what I mean? And really, they are the best ones. For both white and black are the ones that's keeping everybody down. I really feel like that right now. Like the boule, if it wasn't for entertainment is like the biggest industry ever. And whatever these entertainers do, the rest of the world does. And, a good majority of the entertainers are black people, always, with the song and dance, so to speak. But it's like, if we really look at it, the boule, they were quoted with the term the talented 10. The talented 10, that was W.B. Du Bois. And he basically felt that only 10% of black people were worth anything. He could have gave us two shits about the other 90%. So, let's not get it confused about what the storyline is really about. You know what I mean? Black Panther is really a terrible movie from the perspective if you don't understand it. You'll sit there and exactly what you just said. I don't have to go all into it. I don't have to repeat it. You see what I'm talking about, though, especially about the boule. The Wakanda is the boule, basically.
That could make sense.
Right.
That could make a lot of sense. It could also so in the beginning they're talking about how they kind of like blend in with society and people don't realize they're really Wakandans and they're from this advanced society, but they try to fit in with society and they keep boots on the ground. That's how the Jesuits roll too, because the Jesuits say like, we come from all walks of life. You don't even realize that we're up in your community. We look like, they blend in everywhere. So that's a similar thing too. And again, I think the Jesuits are running these black fraternities. That's the way it looks to me. So
definitely not.
Well, it's just like, hey Marco, it's just like you say, like
Jonathan, chime in something real quick. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Yeah, like you were saying, it's the boule. For example, like Jay-Z, for example, they try to make it look like Jay-Z is such a helpful person that cares about so many people. Like for example, supposedly he helped 21 Savage get out of jail when supposedly he got in that trouble. Then he helped Meek Mill get out of jail when he got in that trouble. Then he bailed, supposedly he bailed a few record labels from going bankrupt. So they make it seem like Jay-Z's such a great guy and he's this revolutionary. But it's a reason why Fred Hampton died on the same day that Jay-Z was born, because it was almost like this is the end of the Black Panthers, of the real Black Panthers, and this is the beginning of hip hop, and Jay-Z is going to be the face of hip hop, and there's no coincidence that the day Fred Hampton died, Jay-Z was born, and now they make it seem like Jay-Z's this revolutionary that if you ever have a problem going to jail or if your record label's going under, any kind of problem, he comes and bails you out. But they don't talk about the dark side of what has Jay-Z done to get to the position that he's in. He's done a lot of dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's literally sold out all of his friends. Damon Dash doesn't like him to this day because of that. They were trying to open up their own production company, and Jay-Z basically went and snitched to the big wigs about, what the black guys were trying to do. I believe it was who's the guy down there in Houston? I think his name.
Jay Prince. Jay Prince.
He was trying to do a record label. It was Dame Dash. I think Michael Jackson was involved. There was a couple of people involved, but they were trying to do a production thing. Yeah, and Jay-Z went and snitched, so to speak. So, and he blew up right after that. It was like he was awarded for his manumission. Y'all can look that term up too. Y'all don't know what that is. Manumission. The slave is granted basically jewels and riches and maybe even his freedom if he's willing to basically sell out his own people, or if he has saved his slave master or invented something for the slave master. That way they can make a lot of money. They would be granted manumission.
Oh, I got to get that terminology right, because that's what I felt like when I was watching Red Pill and Blue Pill shit on my work. I was like, look at these dudes with all this jewelry in this nice-ass house. Okay, I don't want to say that you got to the top by being a bitch, but that's how it looks right here watching this production. So what is that terminology you're using, Marco?
It's called manumission. It's another word that they use before it. It might have two words attached to it, but it's called manumission.
Wow. Never heard that term.
Mission. MISSION.
Okay, manumission.
But yeah, manumission.
Release from slavery.
I think it's called release from slavery. Exactly. I think it's called meticulous. It's called something manumission. They use a different word in front of manumission, but you can just call it manumission for short. But yeah, it's definitely like I say, it's granted to you. Your freedom is granted to you if you save your slave master's life and do things for the slave master. So yeah, really heavy stuff for real.
Interesting.
Let me make a couple of more points if I could, man. I noticed that Black Panther, the letters are BP, which would be 2 and 16. So that's back to the 6 times 6 times 6 is the product.
Right.
216 is the product of that. And then Black Panther, of course, equals 666 in the
right.
What was it, Sumerian cipher.
Yeah, that's a really good observation.
So, yeah,
B is 2, P is 16. It released on 2/16. Kobe dies 216 days after Kobe. The movie's 2 hours and 16 minutes. They put a 2/16 right in the movie when they're looking at the security footage. So yeah.
Wow, I didn't even peep that one. Okay. Did you notice the 47 on the license tag when he jumped on top of the car?
No, that's why I've always had this dream that we'll like have a gather in person and watch movies together because everyone's set of eyes is going to be catching things that other people aren't catching. So
definitely.
I think that's what you guys should do. You guys should use the Free to Find Truth website. Try to organize in your community. Just find like friends that care about truth. Watch movies together. Shit, talk about stuff. See what you spot. Because I'm telling you, 5 people are watching a movie that are awoke to this knowledge. All 5 people are going to be catching stuff. I didn't see the 47 thing, and I'm the dude with the what is 47 background, but I did see the 216 on the security, which made me laugh. So, and I caught the
right.
At the beginning, I was tripping out because I just talked about all this stuff. I was like, oh my god, the Public Enemy poster, then the blackout scene with the new album. This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Jay-Z has an album called Blackout. Just to bring it back to Blackout, Jay-Z has an album called Blackout, and the thing about it is that Jay-Z. He's an ultimate liar. Supposedly he grew up selling drugs. He didn't sell drugs, and then he has a line on the Freemason song with Rick Ross where he says he's not a Mason, he's amazing. He's not amazing. So he's saying that he's not a Mason, he's amazing. But yet we have photos proving that he's a Mason. We got photos proving that he's in Mason meetings. So he's supposed to keep it real, right? But he's a complete opposite of what you think he is. He supposedly sold drugs. He didn't sell any drugs. He might have sold a little bit of drugs, but he said that he came in the game with $900,000 off drug money. A lie. He says he's not a Mason. That's another lie. So all you listening to is lie after lie after lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking
of hip-hop music and things that people should pay attention to, everyone needs to go back and watch the Snoop Dogg video, Murder Was the Case. What's he telling you in that music video?
Well, that whole, that was like a little small movie they did, Zach. That whole movie, he was like talking to the devil and some more shit, man. Like,
yeah, he was.
Talking about something in the soul and
yeah. He's telling you right there, right? If you sell your soul, you're gonna get everything. The riches, the fame. And Snoop's been rich and famous ever since, right?
And that was when the whole murder trial was going on, which was probably all just made to build his character. So.
Oh yeah. Hey. Oh, by the way, yeah, that's true. On the new Nas album, he's claiming that he's not a Mason and he's not in any clique. He's saying that on a few songs. He's not a Mason. He's not in any clique. It's almost like he's trying to defend himself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
If I could add a couple more things that I have here, I had a lot. I ain't gonna lie, it's been a very thought-provoking day. I do want to add something from the chat. This one is not mine. This was something somebody else said in the chat. Props to whoever said it. It's a very good catch. Black Panther also equals 828. Mm-hmm. And of course, that was the day that he died, and that's in trigonal.
And there's another Black Panther comic author whose name equals 288, and you can also write the date 28/8. So there's just so many riddles on this thing. It's crazy.
It's crazy, man. I'm pretty much wrapping up with this, fellas. Actually, let me ask you one thing about Elon Musk. Did you know that he was a FRS, fellow of the Royal Society?
I didn't, but it makes
Fellowship.
sense.
Yeah, Fellowship of the Royal Society equals 139 in the most pure cipher, and of course that's Freemasonry. It's basically a society that's born in London that says that they give, I guess, awards or nobleship or whatever, however it is, to people that bring advancements, like science and, different things like that. So just thought that was interesting. You guys were talking about that earlier. Also, for that we named for Robinson, Chadwick, we named that it was Jackie Robinson's day, and it was also the guy's birthday who made Black Panther. But did you know, I didn't hear anybody say it, I'm just going to add it in. Did you know that also that was the 57th anniversary of the March on Washington?
Yeah, we talked about that because in the name T'Challa,
okay.
I'm gonna put T'Challa back up on the screen. Yeah. So the video I did before Chadwick Boseman died was about Jackie Robinson Day and Martin Luther King, and then Chadwick Boseman ended up dying, so I did 2 more live streams that day. But T'Challa, that name, so if you look at it in the 4 base ciphers, it's 57 like Georgetown. And again, Georgetown's the Jesuit university in Washington, D.C., and it was created the year George Washington turned 57, 1789. But T'Challa equals 57 on the day of his death. The guy who plays T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, on the day of his death, you got the 57-year anniversary of what they're doing in D.C. with the Martin Luther King Jr. speech. Then T'Challa equals 21 and 42 in the exact same ciphers as Jackie. Jackie's 21 and 42, and his story starts on a big Jesuit date, July 6th. And then T'Challa's also 132, and he died exactly 132 weeks after the movie came out.
Well, check this one, Zach. I got something else for you. I went and did some research on all Robinsons that I could think of, right? So I have 3 different ones right here. First one's very quick.
Smokey Robinson.
Robinson.
How about Smokey Robinson, man? I'm worried about him. That's what I've been thinking about him all day. When's Smokey Robinson? But go ahead.
I didn't think about Smokey. I didn't think about Smokey. I'm gonna have to check that out myself. The first one though was Swiss Family Robinson. You remember that movie it came out in 1960, man, but it was on Disney. And it was about a family that had got they were running from Napoleon, basically from tyranny, and they ended up crashing on a deserted island. But it was it was a Disney movie. Long story short, that came out exactly 59 years ago, and 263 days from Cliff Robinson.
Oh my God!
Wow.
I just thought that was nuts, man. Exactly 59 years, man. It's crazy.
Wow.
So another one would be Jackie Robinson Jr. Check that out, right? Because JRJ, those would be the letters 10, 18, and 10, so that would equal 38. Jackie Robinson Jr. was killed in a car accident at the age of 24 years old, right?
You're right.
Car accident equaling 216. He was in Vietnam. That equals 42. He was in the Vietnam War. That equals 144. And he suffered from drug addiction. That equals 66 and 222. And he died on a date with 113 numerology, which was 6/17/1971. And he died exactly 16 months before his father died. And 16 months equals 59. I was out of my damn head, man. I couldn't believe it.
It's
From
amazing,
Jackie
man.
Jr. to Boseman's death date is exactly 590 months, man. Do you hear this shit?
Amazing.
Dude, look at this. I'm glad you brought this Robinson thing. I just measured from Smokey Robinson's birthday to the day this man died, who played, Jackie Robinson. From Smokey Robinson's birthday to this man's death is 191 days, and 191's the 43rd prime. They're saying he died at 43, even though he didn't really. But remember, Robinson's 43, and Black Panther Party's 191, and so is Society of Jesus. And I see that Smokey Robinson's 80 years old right now, like Boulet's 80, like how Martin Luther King Jr. died 80 days after his birthday, like how Bryant's 80. I'm guessing we're going to read about Smokey Robinson pretty soon.
Yeah, like 80 days from now.
One more that I'm thinking too. Go ahead, Jonathan.
No, I'm saying, like 80 days from now.
Or sooner, man. The way they're stacking the Smokies.
Yeah.
You think about this one. What about David Robinson, the basketball player?
I just thought about him.
The Admiral
The
equals
Admiral.
46. And David
He
Maurice
took such good
Robinson
care of himself, though.
equals 102.
I don't know if they can kill David Robinson, man. That would be so, because David Robinson was always about your health and
Yeah, he
fitness
was.
and eating right and reading books. He was like a different type of
Right.
NBA player. So, man, if he died at not that old of an age, I'd be like, come on, man.
Then you know they knocked him off. Yeah.
It's crazy because look, check with David Robinson, right? If you just say David Maurice, his first and middle name, that equals 56. If you say David Maurice Robinson, that equals 102 on Jewish reduction. He's 55 years old, and David Maurice Robinson also equals 216 as well, just like the Black Panther thing. Man, this stuff is crazy, man. I can't believe it. I'm going to leave you with this last point. If I can say this last time, I swear I'm getting off of here. I just want to make a point about the movie Get Out. The dude said something about Get Out. Get Out was an absolutely phenomenal movie because the deepest scene, I'm going to tell you the deepest scene in the movie, he told him, and you guys already discussed it, he wasn't talking about the normal eyes. He was strapped in a chair, and he was talking to the guy on the television, and he said, "What do you want from me?" And he looked down, he got a little closer into the screen, and he said, "I want your eyes." Well, if you notice what he was saying, he was not talking about the two eyes on his face. He was talking about the third eye. The third eye, the pineal gland, is the thing that manufactures melanin. The whole movie was about melanin, and they were trying to kill that man the entire movie to get a hold of his melanin. Remember, they traded the bodies. The grandpa got into the young black guy's body because, remember, he always wanted to run really fast and whatnot. The whole movie was about melanin. He was talking about his third eye. That's what he wanted in that movie, and it was all about the pineal gland, basically. I'll leave it at that.
Interesting. Great work, Marco. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, that was.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, that was good.
Man. Good one.
All right, take care, Marco. Thank you. All right, we got another caller, Jonathan. What's up, caller? You got to mute the video. You're wrong. You got to mute that video.
Hey, is it muted now?
You're good. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, Zach, how's it going? So, like, I found you, like, about maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and it's been kind of harder to, like, you know, with all these news stories coming out now, all I can do is just, like, immediately go to your website and be like, all right, what are the numbers being run here? Like, with Kamala being picked down to Bozeman's death just now. I want to know, but like about more about organizing. I know you mentioned on your stream the other night about you want people to like have discussions on your website, but like I was wondering if there are any things we could talk about in the live stream to organize around, man, because like it's getting like everybody's been saying, like, you know, we're listening to the code, we're seeing everything run by the numbers, but like, and you've expressed this a lot yourself, we're really headed towards like a pretty dark future unless this critical like minefield of information you're sitting on gets exposed and shared widely. So, what are some of the like biggest today, dude? I am also really hoping you can find another.
It's been deleted 19 times. It's going to happen again, no doubt about it. It seems like they're letting me stay on this 20th channel for most of 20, which is funny. But maybe when 21 comes around.
Really quick, can I just mention, like, I've been, like, I've always been pretty haunted by the fact that, like, Donald Trump went to Fordham and I went to Fordham. I didn't finish graduating from there, but I did, like, 3 years there. And I would say, like, just from my short amount of time there, like, there's some scary shit going on there. It's pretty insane. Like, there's tons celebrities that have passed through there, and there's like hella sex scandals that come out of that school that are suppressed. And I've always felt like something was fishy. And now finding your channel and putting all the pieces together has been insane.
It is, man. It's crazy, but I'm glad you found the channel. And since we're back up, since they cut us off, we were saying what's the best thing people can do. You guys link up on Free to Find Truth. It's a place to link up. Just get together, do things. Go out in your community with sidewalk chalk and write all over a busy street on the intersection with it's not illegal to write with sidewalk chalk. Write important messages down so people walk by and read them. Research this. Look into Event 201. Look up gematria. Look up period. Put your phone down. So
yeah, I know, right?
So, yeah, I just got the signal from Sweet Lady that I need to wrap up the show too. But here, get the last word in, and then we'll let Jonathan close it out. But finish it up, man. I appreciate the call, so I'm listening.
No problem. I just want to say, like, the reason we're seeing and feeling so much resistance on the ground when we just try to bring up these conversations with people in our lives is because if they have to accept what we're talking about and the proof that you've been demonstrating, so much of their lives will have to be that they will have to accept has been a lie, and that's insanely hard for these sheep to do. Who are so drowned in like the entertainment industry of today, and so I feel very, very like honestly alienated at this time because trying to even mention to people today why the hell did Chad Boseman dead on the riddle at 42, media reporting it all wrong. Like, what's going on? And everybody's just like, yeah, it's really sad. And just, like, if I even try to get into it sometimes, people immediately are like, I don't even watch sports, but I have some guy friends that I've talked to about sports and being rigged. And they're like, no, there's no way it's rigged, da 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 da. So I've really been, like, learning about sports from you and going to them and, like, showing them these riddles and them being like super confused, but also just like not really.
You gotta find new people to talk to, man. I'm telling you, if you don't already know the sports are rigged, you're brain dead, man. I'm telling you, that's just a fact of life. Jonathan, sounded like you wanted to say something.
Thank you.
No, I was just want to end it with just saying that with us doing this show, we're gonna be doing this show every Sunday. We've been talking about what we're gonna do. We just got to get organized and just do it. We talked enough. We talked about everything under the sun. So now.
Jack's been talking for 7 years. We know.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's time to put this. It's time to put this plan into action. And I'm gonna do everything I can on my part to do whatever it takes. And if we all come together. Think about it. We outnumber them by so much. I mean, if we come together and we get organized just like they're organized, think about if a group of like 50 people control the world, and we're what, like almost 10 billion. I mean, it's just simple math.
Indeed.
Zach, you gotta help us, like us college students, put together more pieces about how these like Jesuit universities are involved. Like, we know Kamala went to them, we know Trump went to them, and all this shit. But like, I'm sure there's like, a ways for us to start making noise, and hopefully, gain some attention.
Well, every day the evidence builds. It's like if you're in California, point out to your people that Gavin Newsom, your governor, said 56% of Californians will get coronavirus in 8 weeks. That's the same as 56 days. Gavin Newsom equals 56. Society of Jesus 56. Coronavirus 56. He went to a Jesuit school. Donald Trump went to Fordham in 64, 56 years before 2020. Cuomo's the 56th governor of New York. The Jesuit fingerprints are all over. So research the Jesuit universities, the alumni from those schools, the people in your community. Just look what they're up to. I bet you if we took the time to look at the alumni who are like active in the world of politics and in corporation and just get a list of names from all the Jesuit schools in the U.S., I bet you it's just overwhelming how many of them have spoken out and said something like 56 this. I bet you it's just everywhere. So, again, look into your Jesuit university and do some research.
Yeah. I agree. Okay, one last thing, and then I'll let you go. And I just want to send appreciation to your sweet lady for being so supportive for doing this for so long. But another thing is that you were talking on a stream with, like, I think his name is Rambo or something the other day.
Rambo, that's his name. Rambo. He blows up the gematria world.
He was doing an awesome bit on the sacred feminine numerology that was encoded in all of our fucking politics, media, news, everything. And and one thing that he said was like, this shit goes all the way back to Babylon. These are ancient secrets. These are ancient numerological codes. And something that I was like hoping that he would hit on, but I didn't really hear it. And I have this perspective because I'm an astrologer, and the astrology video you put out, Zach, was really great and hit on some amazing points. And I'm actually going to try and come at gematria from an astrological angle more, and maybe start a YouTube channel or something. But what I wanted to say is that this is an ancient divination magic you're exposing that's working. And I'm not saying that like their sacrifices are what's making them work. The sacrifices are the psychopathic, evil control that the Kabbalah is trying to exert. But the ritual magic, the over and over repeating of the encoding of these codes that you're showing, there's a certain weight and effectiveness that I'm sure you know about, that why this code has been like so stable and safe to produce like results. And there's something there that I think like needs to be explored and talked about more, and in terms of how we could maybe even like you're doing this with predictions and predicting stuff, but how could we maybe even, and this gets crazy, but I believe in a lot of occult divination stuff, but how can we use this code to counteract some of this literal like dark black magic that's being conducted in the world every single day?
Okay, so I think all we can do is just expose what is going on and bring light to the subject and wake people up to it. Because I think if you're awake to it, you don't fall for it. I mean, if you realize the games are rigged and the politics are rigged, if you don't get caught up in their news propaganda and all the emotional response they want from that, if like you see through it, then you're not falling into the traps they're setting for you. And then beyond that, if enough people wake up to it, then we can organize to hold the people accountable, which we need to do a lot sooner than later. And also at the same time, it's just like, I got these two guys out here that have a big following and they're talking shit about me while I'm trying to do something good for their community, literally. And, if I debated them with the knowledge I have, they're not going to win the debate. Just like the caller said, he's probably not going to debate you for that exact reason. But we can expose the liars and the agents because we have the knowledge and proof and evidence. But we have to use it in bigger numbers and get organized and get out and pound pavement and be creative. And, again, like I keep saying, man, I don't think we're going to wake up the populace until we organize big enough to fill up the news studios and hijack the news for a day and get the word out. I think we need to do things like that too. So,
yeah, and just another thing is that for example, like Kanye West, he's running for president. He's actually running for president, and he's on the ballot in 8 states. If he was to use his billions of dollars and use it and invest it in a movement like this, it'd be smarter than trying to run for president, because he's not going to make it. Why? It's like when you get so much money, and plus, if he runs for president, what's it going to do? We got to tear down the system. No matter who the president is, it's the same shit. Whether it's a Democrat, whether it's a Republican, nothing changes. We got to tear down the system. If Kanye was to be the president, what's he going to do? And he has so much money. He has billions of dollars. He's on the ballot in 8 states. He's running for president, and he's investing lots of money into running for president. But I don't know. To me, it's like a big, huge waste of money. Why not take the billions you have and invest in a movement like this?
I've got a question about the government aspect about this, Zach. Like, for instance, in politics, I wanted to ask you, like, when did rituals and when did the selection, at what level of government do you like start to recognize these patterns? Because like I was really shocked when Rambo showed us like stuff about the squad and how there's like numerological encoding just in the House of Representatives like going on every single day. But like for me, I don't understand why there hasn't been a serious conversation about like a movement, regardless of if you think the presidency is like two sides of the same coin, but a movement in the legislative body to stop giving the military $1 trillion a year. That's like never really something that I don't know if that seems like even possible, or if you think that's possible, Zach. But like, what do you think that it's just like completely a lost cause? Because there's like, you know, their choices are, and puppet show is just too strong to overpower.
Again, the whole federal government's just bought and paid for, and if there's anybody in there that's not bought and paid for, they're the severe minority and don't have any power because of they're just one person. Again, the government's a lost cause. The only way we're going to get out of this system is by taking down the federal government. If we just were down to state governments could be held accountable. So I'm telling you, there's not going to be anything done within the inside of politics. Thomas Jefferson said there should be a revolution every 19 years. So by his count, we're hundreds of years behind, and we're suffering the consequences for it. This conversation is super important. We'll go more into this conversation next time we're on, but I personally have to wrap it up. I don't know if Jonathan wants to keep his show going because we can direct everyone over to Jonathan's channel, but Sweet Lady's going to have me on the chopping block here if I don't wrap it up. So
Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up as well.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
all right, man. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Yeah.
All right, and thanks a lot, Jonathan, man. Great show. Do you want to get anything else in there before we sign off?
No. We'll call it a day, and next week, since there's all these protests and riots going on, next week I want to talk about the McDuffie riots. The McDuffie riots happened back in the 80s. It was a big, huge riot in Miami, Florida, where I'm from, and that's what I'm going to talk about next week.
All right. I appreciate it. Thanks, Jonathan.
Yep. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, man. Yeah, great show. Have a good night.
All right. Peace.
See you.